What is going on, guys? Joe here. Welcome back to my channel, and today we have another episode of FreeLanda. I want to start this one with a quick apology actually. I've been away skiing in Italy the past few days, which has meant slightly fewer uploads than I hoped for. Anyhow, we back now, and today we have the Ardennes Classics. So we start today's video with the Amstel Gold Race, of course, over 250 kilometers, and then we will move into Flèche Wallonne, of course, a very steep finish on the Motherboard, and then finally today we have the second monument of the season, Liege-Bastogne-Liege. I think it's worth looking at our rankings before getting into today's races. You can see in Super Prestige we're currently 6th in the standings with Landa. Roglic leads pretty comfortably as well. In the team classification in Super Prestige, Bahrain McLaren are currently 13th. At the moment, Landa's fitness is only 88%, and as you can see, we're not really targeting the Ardennes Classics this season. I think we go up to 90% for the final two races in today's episode, but if we go further forward, we're not really peaking for the Dauphiné either. We're really concentrating on being in perfect form for the Tour de France, our big target this season. So starting today's episode, we do have the Amstel Gold Race in the Netherlands. Like I said, over 250 kilometers. Julian Alaphilippe starts the day as the favourite, but for me, Mathieu van der Poel will definitely have something to say about that after winning the race in such spectacular fashion last season. So we're underway in the Netherlands, as you can see, and I've looked at the race strategy. We're currently joint leader with Poels. So we'll see who's in better condition at the end of the race. Both Landa and Poels have a 0 today. So not really expecting much from this race. We'll just try and stay in the peloton for as long as possible, I think. And looking at the other members of the squad, you can see Ivan Garcia Cortina is here in decent form as well. He could even be our most dangerous rider. Padoon's in good form as well. Looks like he'll be looking after Poels though. We've also got Bilbao and Pernsteiner. We're only about 30k into the stage, guys, just cruising along. Nothing too eventful happened yet, but you can see 6 riders up the road in the breakaway. And I do want to take a quick look at the start list, just so you can see. Obviously, you can pause this if you prefer, but I think that Senko, Woods, maybe Higuita, Van der Poel, Schachmann, Alaphilippe, Valverde, obviously, along with Formulo, and maybe Mollema are our main competitors. Even the likes of Gilbert and Gaudu could challenge us in this one. So 45k to go in the race now, guys. It's getting into crunch time, and you can see still over 130 riders left in the peloton. We're going to have to make sure we stay towards the front now, because we do have some very steep hills coming up. So 33k to go in the race, about 100 riders now left in the peloton. Vals is now down. We've got Garcia Cortina protecting us. I do want to come a bit closer towards the front to the start of this climb, because there is the potential for attacks. Let's take position right here, probably too far out at this point to see any major moves. And yes, it does seem that way, still with 6 riders up the road. So it's all happening now, guys. 28k to go and just 40 riders remaining in the peloton. A few will come back on, including Mark Padoon. And to be fair, we're conserving our energy pretty well. I'd usually try to be forcing the pace at this point, only on a 0 and 88% fitness though. We're just going to try and conserve our energy for as long as possible. So 20k to go in the race. Still, we have 4 riders up the road in the breakaway, which is quite surprising for this point in a classic. Again, another hill with potential for attacks, and you can see it Seri on the front setting an electric pace for the Kernick Quickstep. Let's just go up to 99 just to make sure we stay here, take position briefly, and I think this is going to really thin this group out. Still says 45 riders in this group, which is a bit of a surprise to me, to be fair. Let's come back down now to 80, and the breakaway have just 20 seconds, still with the big group in the peloton. So 13k to go now in the race. The breakaway have been caught. We still have 46 riders at the front. That is pretty crazy. And we only have kind of 1 really steep climb remaining. Might put Garcia Cortina on the front very shortly, because we've got quite a lot of energy. Let's actually do that. Let's put Garcia Cortina up to maybe 84, 85. Try and come towards the front, because we need to try and whittle away at this group now. So 9k to go. Garcia Cortina will come round Simon Yates. Let's push it up to 95 on this climb. We have far too many riders in this group. We're never going to win this race at this point because obviously we're not the most punchy rider. Garcia Cortina continues working hard. Let's go back down to 90. It seems he's switched his focus to pools. To be fair, I have no idea why they're doing that because pools not feeling as good as us with just 6k to go. This final climb coming up now. So 4.5k to go in the Amstel Gold Race now, guys. It's a very, very cagey race, it must be said. We have one final climb remaining. Do we try a little attack a bit early? Let's try it with Mikel Landa. Let's go on the attack, and we've dropped everyone. Oh my word, this could be it. It's a big, big chance. We've gone for it now. Let's go up to 95 with Landa into the final climb and the final 2k. Let's just push it up to 99, but here they come. Here comes Alaphilippe, Schachmann, and the rest. Youngles is absolutely flying here. Alaphilippe comes past us. We have been caught. We're not going to win the race. We can try and sprint for it though. Can we challenge for a decent position? Looks like the win will be for Julian Alaphilippe, but Maxi Schachmann comes through. Maxi Schachmann wins the Amstel Gold Race, beating Van der Poel. Alaphilippe was only 4th in the end, and I think we're going to finish in around 12th position here. I'd definitely have liked a top 10 in that race, to be honest, guys, but to be fair, I don't think we can complain too much. Obviously, we're not targeting these races, but doing the best we can. I think it was probably the right move to attack when we did. The race just wasn't quite hard enough for us, really, and we can't really match the punchiness of Schachmann, Van der Poel, etc. We needed it to be harder earlier on in the race, I think. We've moved on, guys, to the Flèche Wallonne, a slightly shorter race this time, but it's all about that final third, really, and those ascents of the Murderhoy, max of 18.5%, crazy steep. Fuglsang is in this race as well, it's worth noting. I didn't actually see him in the Amstel Gold Race, but he's here today with Alaphilippe, Schachmann, and the rest. Let's get into it. Looking at the race strategy, we're again joint leaders with Pools in this one, but again, he's not feeling too good either on a -1. Looking at the start list as well, it is very similar to the last race. You can pause if you want though. Here we go then, guys, 57k to go, and we are now on the Murderhoy for the first time in the race. I think it's the first of 3 ascents before the final, of course. We're not looking too good, to be fair. We're losing a lot of energy on these climbs. So I'm not feeling too hopeful for this race, to be honest. So into the final 30k of the race, we're now on the Murderhoy for the second time. Pools is probably feeling a bit better than us. He's a lot closer towards the front of the peloton. You can see it's Quick Step on the front, setting a massive pace. We're going to have to up this to 95 briefly, I think, just to try and stay comfortably in this group. And we will do that, to be fair. Let's take position right now. Just 70 riders now in the peloton. So coming into the final 20k, we do have a Venapool working on the front for Quickstep, showing the strength of their team. Look at his stats already. He's working for Alaphilippe today, but anyhow, 66 riders remain in this group. We're not feeling too good. We're much better than Pools and anyone else in the team though. I'm going to try and come towards the front on this climb because we're now getting into attack territory. So let's just come towards the front. Seri setting a really fast pace for Quickstep. We need to protect against these guys attacking now, and I think they're just going to sit behind Peter Seri at the moment. Here we go then, guys, 13k to go. Julian Alaphilippe attacks off the front. Not sure why Pools is telling us what to do. He does not have the legs. Maybe we can follow Fuglsang or Schachmann. It seems Alaphilippe has gone off the front. He has 20 seconds with 11k to go in the race. 34 riders in this group. We're feeling okay. We do need to try and conserve our energy for that final climb, of course, though. And I think we're doing that okay for now, making sure we stay here. It's Ineos at the moment, and Chris Froome doing his best to bring in Julian Alaphilippe. So 8k to go in the race, and I do think Chris Froome is going to bring in Julian Alaphilippe, or if not, Carlos Betancourt will be the man to bring in Julian Alaphilippe. And there you go. Alaphilippe is caught and he counters again. Julian Alaphilippe on the attack. We just don't have the strength to follow that immediately, I don't think. We're just going to try and stay here in this group if possible. Schachmann's going now. We need to try and stay with these guys. Fuglsang as well. Let's take position with these guys. And we're doing okay. Let's try and conserve some energy now on this downhill section. And Alaphilippe only has about 10 seconds, as you can see. So into the final 5k of the race, it's time to use that energy gel, I think. Let's just sit in this group we're going to have to rely on other teams to bring in Julian Alaphilippe, who's played his card very early in this one. Pools is basically done. Let's come towards the front of this group. I'm not quite sure how we're going to perform on this final climb. That's up to 92, maybe 95 now. Can we sit on someone's wheel? De Plus is gone, Costa's gone, Formulo has gone. Let's try and sit on Davide Formulo's wheel for a moment. So you can see Schachmann leads the peloton at the moment, but I do think Julian Alaphilippe is going to hold on. Schachmann coming back, but Julian Alaphilippe holds on for a fantastic win. Schachmann second, Fuglsang in third. And to be fair, I think we're going to finish in a similar position to the Amstel Gold Race. No surprises today, guys. Julian Alaphilippe gets what seems like his annual win in La Flèche Wallonne. We go 11th, one place better than we managed in the Amstel Gold Race. Bit of a shame we had that -2 day, but again, I think our lack of kick and sprinting ability really hampers us in the final of these Ardennes Classics. You can see further down, Van der Poel disappointing in 13th. On to the final race of today's episode, guys, and it is, of course, Liege-Bastogne-Liege, today's monument that we will be taking part in. Alaphilippe, Schachmann and Fuglsang, along with Van der Poel, are the main favourites, along with the other usual suspects. I think Landa got a top 5 in Liege-Bastogne-Liege in 2019 in real life. Let's see if we can get a top 5. I think that'd be a fantastic result today. So we're underway in sunny Belgium, as you can see, and today we actually have the role of teammates. Garcia Cortina has been chosen as the team leader. You can see he's on a -1 day. If he can get over these hills, he has the sprint to try and win it. And I guess that is the thinking behind that move. And so we do have a 4-man breakaway up the road. You can see the guys right here. Van den Dert potentially dangerous. Same with Hindley as well. If we go to the start list, you can see, again, it's a very similar start list to the other Ardennes races. Again, pause if you want. So we've almost ridden 200 kilometers already today, guys. And you can see we are in this section of kind of long hills for the Ardennes Classics. Some of the longest climbs you will see in the Ardennes, which of course suits us best, which is why this race probably suits us better than the other Ardennes Classics. But anyhow, it's worth noting that the end of the race is of course flat. So if we want to win, we're going to have to get away before that section. And it would seem at this point in the race that this is going to be much more selective than the previous Ardennes Classic races we've had today. Over 70k still to go. We have just 42 riders remaining, 40 remaining in the peloton. And you can see Pools and Garcia Cortina are really struggling with the pace. So guys, we've just crested the longest climb in the race, I think. Going downhill, just 29 riders remaining in this group. Let's try and come towards the front of this group. We're right at the back at the moment. We've still got Pools and Garcia Cortina here, but you can see this is really, really hard pace at the moment. So the breakaway have now been caught and we have a front peloton of 33 riders. We're definitely looking the best of our team. Garcia Cortina recovering pretty nicely though. On this climb we may try a little attack if no one else does and the pace is slow, and that will allow Garcia Cortina to sit in the wheels. Let's see what the pace is like on this climb. So we're at the front and Tim Wellens has attacked. We're actually going to follow Tim Wellens, who attacks on this climb. We've got Alaphilippe, De Plus, Martin, Schachmann all following at the moment. We're working really hard to stay with Tim Wellens. Oh my word, he is pacing so fast. We're just going to have to try and maintain this pace, try and follow these guys if we can. We don't quite have the resistance. And there you go, Tim Wellens relaxes. And just 21 riders now in this front group. So that attack from Wellens really put some big riders out the back, the likes of Gilbert. Pools has gone now as well. Garcia Cortina is still here, not quite feeling good enough I think to stay to the final though, and that is the longest climb. We do have a few long climbs, or fairly long climbs remaining, but that was the longest we have left to tackle I think. Here we go then guys, 30k to go and Formulo is attacking this front group. You can see 21 riders are all that remain in this group after that Tim Wellens attack. We will stay in this group luckily. A better tactic to stay further back in this group as we're not feeling so good. Another rider has gone out the back and now Rui Costa coming towards the front for UAE. We do have some climbing remaining, not a great deal though, and I think we may be able to stay in this front group here. Okay guys, 25k to go in the race. We're now on this penultimate climb really, and you can see we do have some attacks, do we? Not yet. We're just going to stay towards the front of the peloton, and there you go. Bauke Mollema comes towards the front. Let's follow Laurens de Plus further back in this train to try and conserve some energy. Balcomolma attacking hard here. Can we stay in this group with the Trek Segafredo boy? I think we will. And I think 20 riders still in this group over the top. So we're coming into the final 20k of the race now. It's been a very exciting race, I must say. Let's try and conserve some energy on this downhill section. Then we have the final real climbs of the day. So I'm going to use this energy gel. I don't think Garcia Cortina has the energy to stay here over the top. We are the best chance for the team at this point. Can we stay here over the top of this climb? Here we go then, guys. Davide Formolo on the attack. Let's try and follow Fuglsang, shall we? Actually, this group have gone off the front. Van der Poel, Schachmann and the like have all gone off the front. I'm going to try and come further back in this group. Let's try and follow Bauke Mollema. Alaphilippe is pretty far back in this group as well. Let's follow Adam Yates, and Fuglsang has been dropped by the 4 riders out front. He can't stay with these guys. Let's try and follow Mads Pedersen now, maybe. We're going to have to up the pace here. We're going to have to use everything we can to stay with these riders. Let's up the pace to 86, 88 on our rider now. Maybe we can just sit in the wheels here because 4 riders are out front. This is very, very dangerous indeed. So the final real section of climbing, we're going to have to just attack, try and stay as close as we can to the front of the race. Alaphilippe joins a few riders up the road. I think we're going to stay in this group with Jakob Fuglsang, Valverde and Laurens de Plus. Adam Yates is here as well. Let's change the camera angle slightly. But up the road, we've got Schachmann, who's attacked Van der Poel and Formolo. Then we have Alaphilippe and Martin. And then we're in this group of 12 riders. So 8k to go in LBL. I think it's Simon Yates on the front working for his brother Adam, or it's Adam Yates actually working for Simon in this one. We really don't have any energy left. We're just sitting on the wheels at this point, hoping those front groups do get brought in. We have 30 seconds to make up, and it's mainly downhill and then flat. So to be honest, I don't think it's too likely at this point. Right, we're into the final few K of the race, and I think the win will come from that front group. We'll do everything we can to try and get our best position possible in the race. Let's up the pace to 95 now. Let's try and sprint with 1.5k to go. Let's sprint. Let's see who's going to take the win up the rows, and it will be Davide Formolo, will it? No, Mathieu van der Poel wins Liège-Bastogne-Liège, beating Formolo. Schachmann 3rd, Alaphilippe 4th. And to be fair, can we challenge for a decent position? Or we're just going to get dropped right at the end and finish at the back of this group. There it is then, guys. Mathieu van der Poel wins the first road monument of his career, winning Liège-Bastogne-Liège. I think Formolo second 2 years in a row. Schachmann, I think, on the podium for all 3 of the Ardennes Classics this season. We were only 15th. A bit disappointing, but we were just beaten by all of these guys to 6th place. There it is then, guys. That rounds out the Ardennes Classics for Mikel Landa this season. Bit of a shame we couldn't get a top 10. We were top 15 in all 3. I think 11th, 12th and 15th in the 3 races. Would have definitely liked a top 5 in there somewhere. But of course, we're not peaking for these races. So we can't really count on the results in these races. And looking at the new rankings, you can see Alaphilippe up to 3rd. We stay in 6th place with Van der Poel and Schachmann rising massively as well. And a quick look at our calendar then. Next up, we do have this short race, the Vuelta de Madrid. It's a 2.1 category race, so we will be probably the favourite in a lot of these stages. You can see not too much climbing. Stage 2 is probably the Queen stage, and then the final stage is flat. And I think the Giro d'Italia is on during this race, so hopefully we can win this race pretty comfortably. And then if we go further down, we of course have the Dauphiné at the beginning of the summer, a few weeks off, and then we go straight into the Tour de France after the national championships. And so guys, I do hope you enjoyed this episode of FreeLanda. Not the best results today, but again, we're not relying on these results to judge our season. We're going all for the Tour de France this year. And so if you did enjoy this one, do drop a like on the video. That really helps the channel out. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.